Now, my radio show with Rick Garcia.
Come on, bring it up, DJ. We really need this. The people really need this, right?
Oh, yeah.
People in a little bit of a bouncy mood. Listen, folks, I hope you're staying safer at home. That's what our officials want us to do. It's a great idea. Folks, we are going to get through this. I promise you that. Welcome to my radio show. I'm Rick Garcia. You're listening to us on AM 1220 and 98.1 FM. And you're watching us on Facebook Live at KHTS Radio. Hi, Facebook folks. Good to see you. You can also find my radio show on YouTube and the My Radio Show podcast, as well as your KHTS radio app, where you can listen to us anywhere in the world, or at hometownstation.com. Listen, we know that a lot of people have things on their mind right now. We're all talking about the coronavirus. I know it's a big deal for everybody, and it should be. We're gonna pay close attention to what's going on out there. On this radio station, over the course of the next 2 hours, but 24/7, this radio station is going to do a public service for you. We're going to keep you abreast on everything you need to know regarding the coronavirus. Over the next 2 hours, Jessy Holen, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Patrick Suika.
Hey, Rick.
We're going to do our best to try to bring some balance to this world as well, right?
Absolutely,
because
sir.
people need to go on with their lives, and we're going to try to continue to try to provide a little bit of that balance for you. What do you say we do my headlines?
Why not?
Okay.
My headlines.
My headlines are brought to you by Frontier Toyota. The Rams have cut one of the NFL's best running backs, Todd Gurley. The 2017 Offensive Player of the Year has been nursing an arthritic knee, but also carries a huge contract. The Rams also parted ways with linebacker Clay Matthews. The Rams have had a rough free agency, losing 6 starters from their defense. The Chargers have been busy this offseason, signing former Packers lineman Brian Bulaga, defensive back Chris Harris, and defensive lineman Linval Joseph. Their former quarterback, Phillip Rivers, meantime, will be joining the Indianapolis Colts on a 1-year deal worth $25 million. Rivers spent the last 16 seasons with the Chargers in San Diego, as well as Los Angeles. More good things must come to an end. The New England Patriots have said goodbye to quarterback Tom Brady. In 20 seasons, the 42-year-old played in a record 9 Super Bowls with the Pats, winning 6. He will now join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a deal that will pay him $30 million per season. All right, listen, I hope you're staying safer at home. If there has ever been a time that we need the arts and the entertainment, it is right now.
Yes.
I mean, we really need, tell me about how important it is to be able to kind of go away for a little bit from all this madness and watch a good movie.
Oh, for sure. Just
Oh,
to
yeah.
escape.
Listen to some great music, right? I mean,
Right.
we've never needed the arts and entertainment more than we need it now. I love what some of the production companies are doing. They're taking movies that were out in theaters now, and they're sending them right to on-demand or live streaming, which I think is wonderful. So we get a head start on some of the movies that some of you might wait 6 months to see. And now, if you're like me, I'm in the theaters first week for every movie they don't want to see. One of those big hits, of course, that people are going to have a chance to see is The Invisible Man, which I think starting today, we'll have to confirm this, starting today I think goes streaming. So that's going to be really, really
Interesting.
cool. Yeah. All right, that's the My Radio Show hotline. Speaking of The Invisible Man, he is one of the stars of the movie that has been a pleasant box office surprise, taking in over $100 million globally before we started staying home. He's also starred in Hidden Figures, as well as Brian Banks, and you've seen him more recently in City on a Hill with Kevin Bacon. Please welcome Aldis Hodge to my radio show. Hey, Aldis, how are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. So good to talk to you. By the way, were you in any production for anything when the coronavirus quarantine started taking effect?
Yes, we were in the middle of shooting City on a Hill, actually, season 2. And, us, like many other productions, we got put on pause, so everybody could respectively go home, take care of family business, stay safe, stay happy, healthy, But, we took a little break.
When we think about our stars, Aldis, we always think that you guys are invincible. And then we get the news that actor Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson, Idris Elba, NBA star Kevin Durant are among the many who now have the virus. It's a reminder that every one of us is affected by what's going on.
Yeah, for me, my reality, because I'm so deep in it, I always, look at it from a perspective of the fact that we are human. We always are, always have been, but the perception is that we are absolved of certain things just because of what we do or how people see us. But at the end of the day, man, nobody is spared. We all have to make sure just to do our best to take care of one another, take care of ourselves, because we're all susceptible to the same exact things.
Actor Aldis Hodge on my radio show with Rick Garcia. All right, let's talk about The Invisible Man, and what a hit this has turned out to be. You play James, who's a detective.
Yeah.
The movie also stars Elizabeth Moss, who she does such a great job of looking scared. Are you surprised by how well the movie has been received?
I am actually, yeah. We didn't know how it was going to be received. We all were hopeful. I know that the first time I saw it, the first 15 minutes of the film, I was like, oh, I think we actually have something major here. But we knew everybody put their heart into it, man. We just wanted people to have a good time because we are taking on the idea of a classic monster movie with The Invisible Man. And, typically you run up against, like, comparisons, things like that, which we weren't really worried about. We did our own spin, and we just hope that people really enjoyed it, and so far they have, so we're really grateful about that.
I don't want to give too much away, but you have a scene in the movie where you are fighting with the Invisible Man.
Yes.
Now, I went out to see the movie right away. The effects in the movie are really terrific. In that particular scene, how did that work? Was there a human in a green suit, or did you act that scene alone?
I acted that scene alone, brother. That was a couple weeks of stunt training of just throwing my body around.
I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty cool, though. I mean, the way I remember when the first time I got to the set within that first week, my first week was stunt training, and they showed me clips of how they were going to show the action scenes, how they were going to show Elizabeth fighting the Invisible Man, all that kind of stuff. And that's when the moment it clicked in my head, and I said, oh, this is a completely new vision for how to see a horror film. And I think that comes directly from Lee Whannell because, I mean, he understands suspense. The man has a great history with horror, from the Saw films, which, he co-created, co-wrote, and directing, a bunch of other different, sort of horror genre films. He understands that well. He knows, he's worked with Blumhouse quite a bit. So they have a really fine rhythm. But with this one, he took it, I think, up a completely different level. And Lee is really fantastic. The brother has a gift.
The director, Lee Whannell, I believe. Who
Lee Whannell, yeah.
Yeah, and so how did you not prevent yourself from getting hurt in that scene? Because that thing could have gone sideways easily.
Well, we're going to say pads, a lot of pads. No, actually, I wasn't actually wearing too many pads. My personal choice, just because I like to work without them typically. But we have a really great stunt team. Same stunt team from Lee's previous film, Upgrade. And if you saw that, you understand that the man understands how to make action work. We just really understood the dynamics of the situation, of the space we were working in. Me having to throw myself around in a place where I could do so, make it look violent, but actually be very cautious and safe about it, which honestly, as an actor, is probably some of the most fun you can have, is learning how to do stunt scenes. It's a completely different toolkit, and it's fantastic, man. So I had a good time, just, like I said, rolling around, trying not to hurt my old bones.
Yeah. Actor Aldis Hodge from The Invisible Man and Sitting on a Hill on my radio show. Listen, you have to do me a big favor now. Please text me in future movies if you plan to take your shirt off, okay? Because since I just want to be clear on something, my wife has not looked at me once since she saw Invisible Man with me, and I just think that's wrong.
My apologies. It's effects, man. I tell you, it's all effects.
It's all effects.
It's all fake.
Like one of those Marvel comics. Did they have to? So those are fake abs? You're telling me?
It's fake. It's all fake. It's fake. Don't worry about it.
Listen,
I appreciate the invisible muscles.
I appreciate your honesty. It's like Jason Momoa in that Super Bowl commercial, right? Where he takes all his muscles off when he gets home. I love that. All right, so now do you see how this whole 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon comes into play? You're working with Kevin.
Yep.
I'm interviewing you. So is that how that works? 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, so now you're, I think, 1 degree away.
I'm 1 degree away?
I'm the degree. Yeah.
You're the degree?
So you're 1 degree away. Yeah.
Now, you've starred in Leverage, Hidden Figures,
yes, indeed.
Straight Outta Compton, Brian Banks, Jack Reacher. You've been in a Die Hard movie. Man, you've had some good gigs.
Yeah, man, it's been a long, healthy career. I'd say I've been doing this for, this 31 years. This will be my 32nd year in this business, and luckily I've been able to survive. My brother and I are both actors in the game, and we've just come up and support each other as a family, mom and sister there to support us. We have a strong foundation, and we've just been really lucky as actors to make a living at it because a very small percentage of us do. So I've been very fortunate to have good people around me, and I don't know how. I just want to keep working and doing good work, doing interesting work, but somehow it keeps opportunities keep opening up.
Well, let's talk about your connections to the Santa Clarita Valley, where this radio station is based. Tell us about your West Ranch High School connections to your family.
Back in the days, so my little sister attended West Ranch. My mother was a track and field coach at West Ranch for several years. My brother coached with her, and when I was home, because I was shooting Leverage at the time, for the time being, I lived in Portland, Oregon, where we shot. But when I was home, I would come out and help my family coach as well. So we had those good memories, man. We were old locals for a bit.
One of your former athletes is my sidekick, Jessy Holen. She has a question for you, Aldis.
Hey,
what's
Coach.
up, Jessy?
How are you?
Hey, what's up? I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. I've been well. Well, first off, thank you for joining us. It's nice because this whole thing connected me back to Bree, and so hopefully after Corona is all taken care of, we can hang out and catch up. But, your movie's about an invisible man, and your job, you're always in the spotlight. So if you were an invisible man for a day, what would you do?
Oh, I love that. I love that question.
What would I do? Oh, man. I keep telling people the things I do might get me, sent to jail. I might go, run up in a bank. No, I might go run up in the IRS and fix my taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, you are the bank now. You are the bank, Aldis. You don't need to be run up into a bank.
No, honestly, I'm not sure. I think, I don't know. I would probably go vacation somewhere and just observe life. Try to just study people. It sounds creepy, but, just study people who are enjoying themselves and having this Zen moment just to figure out how to get back to myself and have moments where I can just slow down and get back in touch, because with work and with the way life goes, you're constantly moving so fast that sometimes you miss the moments. So I want to learn how to get back to just being calm, and that's what I'm doing right now, just processing how to just take everything as it comes and learn how to just enjoy it, accept it, receive it, and just not miss life in the midst of trying to work and try to hustle and try to succeed. I don't want to miss life.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great way to think about it. Okay, you mentioned it. So think about this family for a moment. 2 brothers and mom ran track. Did sister run track too? So
my sister actually was running track at West Ranch. My mom used to run track back in the day. She at a point went to nationals to try to qualify for the Olympics, but her thing was hurdles. I believe the 4x4, 200. Yeah, but hurdles was really her thing. They used to call her the Black Deer.
Oh, so who was? And be careful how you answer this. Who was the best athlete among you?
Oh, that's tough.
Be careful, man.
That's tough.
Mom might be listening, so be careful.
So check it. We all had different strong suits. My mom and my sister had track locked down. Right, they were fantastic there. Okay. I grew up. My brother and I both grew up martial arts. So my sport coming up that I really took to was martial arts, which I still practice.
By the way, which discipline?
At first, Southern Shaolin Kung Fu, and then I switched up to a couple different things. Wushu, Muay Thai, which I still practice today, Kali Eskrima. But I love it all, man. And then my brother was more adept with football and basketball.
Okay, so you're saying even. That's a cop-out.
Yeah.
That is a cop-out.
That's a good answer.
That's a cop-out. I know he's waiting.
We all got different strengths.
All right, I got you. All right, Aldis Hodge of The Invisible Man and City on a Hill on my radio show. Showbiz runs in the family. You touched on the fact that your brother Edwin has also been in a number of films. In fact, he's working on a movie with Chris Pratt right now.
Yes, indeed, the Tomorrow War. Coming out, I believe, December of this year. Yeah, it's going to be insane.
Any sibling rivalry there, Aldis?
Never, man, never. Mom always put that in us when we were young. A lot of people would try to pit us against each other as young actors, but she said, look, what you get is meant for you. And in this family, when one gets, we all get. So, be happy. And we always had a system of supporting one another. So we never had a rivalry. Even today, we're two very complete different actors, two, if I may say it without sounding conceited, two very fine and mature actors. And we have different styles, man. So for us, we support each other wholly, fully. And our main goal at this point is really to get to a place where we can get back to working with one another to produce our own productions, as we've been trying to do for a while.
Well, I should point out you guys did work together, I think, on Sesame Street. Is that, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh, yeah. Sesame Street is where it started. Then it went to Showboat. Actually, it went to Die Hard with a Vengeance first, and then Showboat on Broadway. And we've done a few things in between. He even guest starred on Leverage one time, but we didn't actually get a chance to work together in any of the scenes, which kind of bummed me out. Yeah. But, yeah, man, right now he's off doing his own thing. He's actually working on a new TV series right now as well. So for me, we're all kind of in different directions, still doing our thing, and we're just trying to figure out how to get back together.
Acting is your craft, but I'm told you have another passion that began when you came out of the womb. Can you tell us about that?
Let's see, because there's a few. Art might be one of those things.
Art, drawing, art. Are you?
Yeah.
What? Can we see any of your work, any of your artwork? Do you have that on a website or anything anywhere?
Not on a website. I do have some pieces posted, but I got a couple pieces right now that I'm trying to get moved into either a gallery or museum, one of the two. And if that ever comes to fruition, I would definitely be sure to let you know. But I'm, while I have this downtime during this insane situation with Corona, I'm spending my time getting back to painting. But I love art, however, art in all aspects is kind of where I live. Acting is an art to me, so is drawing, painting, and sketching. But most of that led me to my other business, which is horology, watch designing, which is a true art form, and for all intents and purposes, and that's where I spend most of my artistic time.
Watch designing, that is fascinating.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Do you actually get involved in the building process of it, like the inner workings of the watch, or basically the style?
Absolutely. No, I designed the aesthetic look of the watch. I designed parts and pieces. I've got a couple of tools and machines to make some pieces, so I don't get a lot of time to actually practice that because I'm always on set. But yeah, man, that's what I do full time. Even while in the middle of filming a scene, when we yell cut, I go back to my chair and I'm back to sketching and drawing new parts of watches because it's something I fully believe in fervently, and it's something I have to keep pushing because it's right now it's all on me.
A Renaissance man. And we've taken more than enough of your time. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I think
but
this
you're
is
gonna.
Well, this will be for a good cause. I'm just trying to think. We're trying to think of ways. People are being inundated with all this Corona stuff, and I know that everybody's doing a good job of being safer at home. Can you give us some good, uplifting, parting words as a way to tell the folks out there that are going to be watching you this weekend on Invisible Man? Maybe give us something to think about.
Well, I'll give you what I think about in terms of times like this. All I say is that, the panic is the thing to ignore. The fear is the thing to ignore. You can't think on how to survive things when you're too angry, upset, emotional, afraid, or scared. You have to think, you have to calm down, you have to be focused, and you got to realize that within the turmoil, there's always something positive. There's an opportunity for positivity, and sometimes you have to be the positivity in the situation. So with whatever is going on right now, we can survive this, we will survive this, but just make sure that through this process, you'll be able to look back and say it was a great process, a positive process, and I was the positive light for myself and for somebody else who was going through a tough time dealing with this. We can be the positivity that we seek in this particular moment. So let's try our best to be that, and let's try our best to get through this thing with a smile, with laughter and love, because we can.
Yeah. See, Jessy, you didn't tell me I was going to get some therapy here.
I know.
I feel like I need to send you a check.
Feel free.
He stars in The Invisible Man, streaming now and Sitting on a Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, Aldis Hodge on my radio show. Thank you so much, Aldis. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the time. Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care, Jessy.
Bye.
Take care, you guys. All right. Bye.
Bye. Isn't it neat to get some stories of inspiration like that?
Yeah.
In a moment when we need it the most, and to realize that the people that we really adore and that we hold high up on a pedestal, that they're just like us. They cry, they bleed, they get sick, and I think it's important that more than ever that they can speak out, like Aldis did. Not because I asked him to, but I think he feels it in his own gut too.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. All right, that was awesome. Aldis Hodge from
That
Invisible
was
Man.
really awesome.
You guys have. I know you don't like scary movies, Patrick. You have to listen.
I would totally watch The
I will
Invisible
sit
Man.
with you and hold your hand while you watch it, and I've already seen it. Yes,
Do you
I will.
mean that, Rick?
I mean that. Well,
Okay.
From 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Coming up, who has golf's most popular swing? It's not who you think. Plus, it's a dolphin invasion. Why I think that's a good thing. And we have some free stuff to give away. You're listening to My Radio Show with Rick Garcia.
I wouldn't even know what love is if we never met. What if I never started singing? What if you...
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
Frontier Toyota, a proud supporter of My Radio Show with Rick Garcia, serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting 2020 Toyota lineup. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
Hi, I'm Steve Cruz, and my wife and I own the local pub and grill. With 19 70-inch TVs, it's the best place in the valley to catch a game. We have a vast selection of beer, wine, and specialty cocktails to choose from, including our charity ale, where 10% of every pint we sell goes to Carousel Ranch. Our menu features classics with a flavorful twist. Come by for Taco Trivia Tuesdays at 7, Wines Day for bingo and karaoke starting at 8 p.m., and karaoke every Saturday at 9. Local Pub and Grill, right next to Bevmo on the Old Road. Support local, support community.
Hometown.
All day long, constantly.
Your hometown station. 98.1 FM and AM 1220. Hometown.
Santa Clarita News.
Your community connection.
LA stays at home, Saugus carjacking, and Walmart robbery. I'm Michael Brown. Officials with Los Angeles County issued an order Thursday for all residents to stay at home as the coronavirus continues to spread. Businesses that do not provide essential services are required to send their employees home. Those essential services include grocery stores, pharmacies, restaurants for delivery only, and hardware stores. Residents will still be able to leave their homes in order to get essentials such as food and water, seek medical care, and exercise in a limited capacity. 4 people were arrested late Friday afternoon for allegedly stealing a car and leading law enforcement on a brief pursuit through Santa Clarita. Just after 4 o'clock, deputies responded to the corner of Bouquet Canyon and Plum Canyon Road for a reported carjacking. Following an investigation, the allegedly stolen vehicle was spotted heading northbound on Bouquet Canyon Road. After a brief pursuit, 4 suspects were detained near the intersection of Garzota Drive and Seco Canyon Road after bailing from the vehicle and fleeing on foot. 2 people were detained at gunpoint Thursday night after allegedly robbing the Walmart in Stevenson Ranch. Initial reports indicate that the 2 suspects allegedly attempted to take a number of items from the Walmart just before 8:30 Thursday night before getting into a fight with the store's loss prevention officers. The 2 suspects then drove southbound on the Old Road, and deputies were able to find the vehicle and proceed to detain the 2 at gunpoint near the Taco Bell on Pico Canyon Road. For more on these stories and everything going on in Santa Clarita, head to hometownstation.com. Let's take a look at the weekend weather for you. It looks like we got some showers coming in the morning of Saturday. Should clear up by Saturday afternoon. You're going to have a clear night Saturday. Another clear day during Sunday. And then it looks like the rain's going to pick back up on Sunday night and the rain going into the rest of the week. Temperatures for the most part seem to be drifting between the 40s and the 60s. So it's going to be cool. And hey, we already have a stay-at-home order, so perfect excuse to stay inside and to just put up a nice fire.
I like that. What? You know, I had a friend say, with all this stuff going on, all the cancellations, no games, can't go to a restaurant, it's raining outside. It's God's way of saying, stay home, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Michael.
Good to see you, Rick.
You got to join the show more often. the reason you don't like hanging out with us, or what? Is it me?
You know what? You got Jade to replace me a little bit ago because I had some things to do, and she just is phenomenal. So
now she doesn't like us anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Now she wants to stay home.
Well, as she should. Safer at home, right, folks? Safer at home.
Safer at home.
Thank you, Michael. Listen.
Bye, Mike.
And welcome back to my radio show. I'm Rick Garcia. Jessy Holen with me. Patrick Suika is
Hey-o.
also here. And we hope you're staying safe out there. I know it's crazy times, folks, but we're gonna get through this. This radio station is going to be here at your service all week long. You can let the music keep going.
Okay.
This radio station will be here at your service until we're completely done with this, and then beyond that, right? Yep. Because that's what when you need your radio and your television. This is the time you need it, and we're here for you, and that's what we're going to do. But we're going to try to balance things on this show a little bit. I know we have to talk about the coronavirus. We're going to take that sucker on, and we're going to beat it, and we're going to get through this. But we're also going to balance it out because we have lives to live where we don't want to sit there and mope all day long. So we're going to do our best to give you some compelling stories. And if you want to say hi to us, you can do that on – how can you do that, Jess?
Yeah, you can do that on Facebook Live. You can go ahead and post us or call us at 661-298-5487.
And you can see here, if you're watching on Facebook Live, we are enacting appropriate measures. I think we're about 6 feet apart, right?
I'll bring my tape measure.
Get the tape measure next time. and let's try to do. How about this, Patrick?
Yeah.
Rick's Replay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Disregard. We have an abort.
Disregard. Oops. That's kind of that's where you expect to hear a do.
Homer Simpson.
SpaceX Falcon 9. And we thought that was a regular launch. It's always fun to hear those launches.
Oh, yeah.
From Florida's Space Coast. And very often, it hasn't been too uncommon to have them not far from where we're located, out at Edwards Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Where you'll see a launch or sometimes a return. SpaceX Falcon 9's rocket was set to have a record 5th flight earlier in the week. It was a mission to launch 60 internet satellites. And as you could hear, they had to stop that thing last minute.
Oops.
And I mean, you know what? It was one of those deals where there was an engine power check. Now I don't know if these spacecrafts have dummy lights like in our car.
Yeah.
Right. But basically, where it's flashing, and probably say, "Oh, let's not do this." But I'm glad to hear that everything was okay. Well, how about this?
News to me.
News to me. Okay, so you got to be thinking, what's everybody going to do now that we have nothing to do? Some people have figured it out, right? The drivers of NASCAR. I mean, those big shots, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kyle Busch. I don't care how much money you make. If you're told to stay at home and you got to stay at home, I understand some people have these big houses they can, but at the end of the day, we all get bored for the same reasons.
Yeah.
So NASCAR drivers have figured out what they're going to do while their cars are on hiatus because there's no racing going on because of the coronavirus pandemic. So these guys have all signed up for exhibition esports races.
Oh my
God.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That's pretty good.
They're going to race on video games. Imagine being able to race against Dale Earnhardt Jr.
That'd be so cool.
Wouldn't that be awesome? And so they're going to give this as an alternative to fans. The NASCAR season on hold till at least May. So there's going to be a multi-week series that will start, I believe, this weekend with a virtual competition at Homestead Miami Speedway. And the remaining races and broadcast details are expected to be announced at a later date. That's got to be a blast. Would you try to take one of them out?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm a pro at Mario Kart, so they better watch out.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, okay.
Same here.
My son is too. He's really good at Mario Kart too. Little different though. Little bit different, right? Than the motorcycles with wings.
Just
I don't know
a little.
All right, I want you to take a guess for me. They did some research on what the most popular swing in golf is. If you had to take a guess, who would you say? Most popular swing in golf.
Probably Tiger Woods.
Okay, Tiger Woods, great guess.
I'm going to say, I'm just going to go against the grain and say Charles Barkley's,
Charles Barkley. NBA star who's got an awful golf.
I know.
So that's a good guess.
But people like to do it just to be funny.
It's neither one of them.
Oh, who is it?
Apparently, the team at golfsupport.com crunched some numbers to determine which of these golf swings is downloaded on YouTube the most. And from 2013, well, they took a clip from the 2013 Arnold Palmer Invitational. Sergio Garcia had to climb into a tree to do a one-handed golf shot. And it had almost 9 million views. Tiger Woods had to settle for second place with a combination of 10 of his shots.
Interesting.
That is very interesting.
Sergio Garcia, most popular golf swing in all of golf. So we're always looking for silver linings in all this Corona mess.
Yeah.
And Italy's getting hit hard. You know, our thoughts go out to the Italians out there. Such a wonderful country, passionate people. Everybody's been forced to stay inside, and it's been amazing, they say, because now when you look out at the canals in Venice, where it's all of your modes of transportation are on water, right? They don't have roads, they have canals. But because there are no gondolas, there's no traffic, all of these dolphins have come out. And they're swimming through the canals. Now, I know I've heard some people complain, but the water's not so clean. Well, it's probably a lot cleaner without all the traffic, right?
That's true, yeah.
And so the dolphins have been hanging out, kind of cavorting and having a good time. Nothing brings me joy more than a dolphin.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Are they not?
My
either one of you ever
goodness.
swam with dolphins?
No. But I got to pet a dolphin at SeaWorld once.
There you go.
Okay.
That counts.
When I was a little
And
kid.
you weren't escorted away by security?
No, I was
Okay.
I was a little child.
Okay,
I was like
well,
7 years old.
I
did not go by the shark tank.
You didn't go by the shark
No.
tank? I'm not
I'm
shocked.
surprised.
But if you ever get a chance, it should be on everybody's bucket list to swim with dolphins.
Yeah.
It is. I've done it twice now. It's incredible. They're just like wonderful. They're
Are
dogs
you
of the sea.
offering to take us?
Would you want to go? Let's go. We'll have to find a place.
I'd be
I've
down
done it
just-
in Cabo and I did it in off the Bahamas.
Oh, either
And
or. I'm
really?
fine
Are
with
you up for that? I'm sure you are.
I'd be down if there were no sharks
learning
in
a lot
like a 50-mile radius of me.
I'm learning a lot about Jesse. You will not get in the water with us, will you? These are, just so you know, they're controlled. Most of them are controlled like aquarium situations.
Oh.
And now, I know some people
Then,
say,
yeah, I'd
but
be
you're
fine.
kind of confining these animals to
Yeah.
where I did it in the Bahamas. It's a huge area of, it almost looks like you are in the open sea.
That's
so
so
you
Oh,
don't-
I'd be down then. Yeah.
So
If it's closed
No
up,
sharks
If
is
it's no
what you're
sharks,
saying?
yes, I'm down.
You're such a big chicken. All right, let's do this.
All right.
Free stuff.
I have to give a disclaimer. We're still giving away free stuff.
Right.
Keep in mind that you want to check with these businesses, obviously, before you show up, because we have businesses that are closed right now.
Right.
And they will be till further notice. But you can still win these prizes from us, and then hopefully you'll be able to use them at a later date when you need it. Some of them are open right now for takeout. So that's still a great possibility. So you want to call them. We encourage you to go out and patronize all of our local businesses as much as you can. I mean, and you can do that through takeout or deliveries, or restaurants. All right. The first person to call 661-298-5487 or message us on Facebook Live at KHTS Radio with the right answer to my question will win a $25 gift card from Hanu Coffee. We just had Aldis Hodge of The Invisible Man. He's one of the stars of that movie. He just joined us last segment. The very first Invisible Man movie came out in 1933. I know now I'm showing my age, but who played the main character in that original movie? All right, the original Invisible Man movie in 1933. Was it Kevin Bacon? Was it Claude Rains? Was it Vincent Price? Or was it Harry Houdini? The first person to call with the correct answer, 661-298-5487, or you can post us on Facebook Live at KHTS Radio. The very first Invisible Man movie came out in 1933. Who played the main character? Kevin Bacon, Claude Rains, Vincent Price, or Harry Houdini? Good luck. Coming up, happy update on coronavirus victim Tom Hanks. Plus, The Rock's message on the set of a TV show being shut down. You're listening to my radio show with Rick Garcia.
Did I say something wrong? Did you hear what I was thinking? Did I talk way too long when I told you all my...
Luna, the newest neighborhood at Skyline in Santa Clarita, welcomes you to schedule your private tour today. Luna by Party Homes features beautiful open designs with fun community amenities built right in. Schedule your appointment to see our 3 new models from the low 600s and experience Luna for yourself. Call 661-387-2122 or visit partyhomes.com/Luna at Skyline to schedule your personal tour of Luna today.
Marston's Restaurant has been a Pasadena landmark, voted the best breakfast in California by the Food Network magazine. Discover Marston's Santa Clarita location, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Marston's also has a fantastic catering menu that adds a delicious twist to any event. And they cater picnic dinners for that memorable romantic date. Experience Marston's on Newhall Ranch Road and McBean, or log on to marstonsrestaurant.com.
Coming to the Canyon, Santa Clarita, Jared Neiman, Buck Cherry, Mark Cohen, Taj Mahal, Genuine, John B., Herman's Hermit starring Peter Noon, Queen Nation, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, The Dickies, TSOL, Kingdom Come and XYZ, English Beat, The Samples and the Freddie Jones Band, Albert Lee, Blood, Sweat and Tears, The Marshall Tucker Band, Johnny Lang, and more. Country nights every Thursday, and the Canyon is the perfect place to host special events, so call 818-661-7237 to book yours today. The Canyon, Santa Clarita, where music meets the soul. Tickets available through Ticketmaster.
Frontier Toyota, a proud supporter of my radio show with Rick Garcia, serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting 2020 Toyota lineup. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
Your hometown station.
I love my Dodgers on KHTS.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Listen, I get so excited about this part of the show. It gives me an opportunity to really show the people how stupid I really am sometimes. Right?
I've been reading these to my mom to make sure they're like...
What are you saying? I mean, I guess it could have been worse. You could have said grandma.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right, here we go.
Who am I? Let's play, everybody.
This first one, an actress and producer. Accolades include an Academy Award, Primetime Emmy Award, Time's 100 Most Influential People in the World, and Forbes' World's 100 Most Powerful Women. She began her career in The Man in the Moon, but her breakthrough truly occurred in Fear, or Cruel Intentions, or Election.
Go on.
She's also known for her role as Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, as well as being the front star of the romantic comedy Sweet Home Alabama.
She's a big producer now, too.
Yeah.
Was she in Walk the Line also?
Not that I read. She has produced Gone Girl and Wild
It's
under
not Reese
the...
Witherspoon.
Yes!
That's it.
Give me the bells. Bring the bells.
Oh, it's not doing the ding. I'll just do it.
Come on.
Ding.
Oh,
Dang it.
That'll suffice.
Every other show it does that.
Thank you. You know, that's one of those where you see the face and you can't remember the name.
I had it. No,
Yeah.
that's what I was doing. This in the background. It was the same thing.
Is that what you were doing?
I was like,
That's your
I know the
allergies were
name.
acting
Like,
up.
Okay, you have to get this next
Allergies.
one. Director, producer, writer, actor, notorious for being the biggest Knicks fan.
Spike Lee.
There we go.
Spoik.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding. It's not working. I'm
Have
trying
we
to
cut
hit
out the
it.
sound effects in the show?
I don't know. It
Our
does.
budget,
I'm
has our
sure the-
budget shrunk on the show?
I guess so.
I'm sure the buzzer
Troubling
works.
times, my friend.
Yeah, the buzzer probably works. You're right.
All right, the next one is an actor and model related to the famous actor and filmmaker Clint Eastwood.
Wow. Okay. All right.
He has appeared in films such as Flags of Our Fathers.
Did you give it away? It wasn't Scott Eastwood. Ding, ding, ding. Come
Ding,
on.
ding,
ding.
It's just not the same.
3 for 3.
When I have to ring my own dings.
You're awesome, Rick.
You
Sounds
have
a little
to
weird.
ding
but
your own
yeah,
dings.
I have to ring my own dings. There's
Rick.
something wrong about that.
Hold on, Rick. There it is.
Oh my God! What's it so?
It works the whole time.
I don't know. It
I
just it
deserve
does
3
that.
of those, so let me have it.
Oh, hold on. Let me give it. So that's 1. That's 2. And
Okay, so I was 3 for 3 on Who Am I? Oh my goodness!
Is it time for headlines, Rick?
Let's do it.
All right.
My headlines.
I hope I can get through this without crying. My headlines are brought to you by Frontier Toyota. The Rams have cut one of the NFL's best running backs, Todd Gurley. Stop laughing over there.
Yeah.
The 2017 Offensive Player of the Year has been nursing an arthritic knee, but also carries a huge contract. The Rams also parted ways with linebacker Clay Matthews. The Rams have had a rough free agency, losing 6 starters from their defense. The Chargers, meantime, have been busy this offseason, signing former Packers lineman Brian Bulaga, defensive back Chris Harris, and defensive lineman Linval Joseph. And their former quarterback, Phillip Rivers, will be joining the Indianapolis Colts on a 1-year deal worth $25 million. Rivers spent the last 16 seasons with the Chargers in San Diego and L.A. And more good things must come to an end. The New England Patriots have said goodbye to quarterback Tom Brady. In 20 seasons, the 42-year-old played in a record 9 Super Bowls with the Pats, and he won 6 of those. He's going to join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a deal that will pay him $30 million per season. What do you guys think about that? We're going to, by the way, get into all of this free agency stuff in the 2 o'clock hour, which has been, depending on who your team is, either a wonderful free agency season, or if you're me, a little on the depressing side. My Rams really took a big hit.
I mean, to be fair, my Seahawks are kind of just like there. Like, they haven't done anything good or really bad. So
I could live with that, though, see? I could live with it didn't do anything.
Well, unless they sign Jadeveon Clowney, in which case that'll go right back up.
Okay.
But we'll see. Nothing yet.
The Rams, they were just stuck with some bad contracts.
Oh, I know. It's just money.
And that's what happens when you become when you were a bad team, you become a very good team. Then you got to start paying people, right?
Yep.
And then eventually you got to let those people go because you can't afford them anymore.
I know, right? It's just contracts are just so pricey sometimes.
That's why we keep your price low, Patrick. That's why you get paid hardly anything. Because, at some point we don't have to get rid of you.
I mean, I get paid in food sometimes. That's great.
Oh, by the way, thank your mom for the chocolate-covered pretzels.
Of course. Shout out to my mom for the chocolate pretzels. Thank you, Mom. They all love them.
By the way,
are delicious.
Who isn't enjoying comfort food these days?
I know. Oh
right?
My gosh.
That's the bad news about all this. So get out and take your walks, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
In a Hollywood Minute.
Well, the number of folks who have been hit with coronavirus has been rising. We can tell you in the sports world alone, Kevin Durant, one of the big names in the NBA, several NBA players have it now. 2 Lakers who have not been named yet. The coach of the New Orleans Saints has it, Sean Payton, and Idris Elba, another actor. But perhaps the most famous person to be hit with coronavirus is Tom Hanks and his wife, actress Rita Wilson, and they were one of the first to come out publicly. They were filming in Australia, so they're quarantined in Australia now. Now the good news is they've been reporting they've had wonderful progress.
Yeah,
they are doing well. Hanks got into a little trouble, nothing bad or anything, but he shared a picture on one of his social media sites of a piece of bread slathered with Vegemite. Do you guys know what Vegemite is?
What is Vegemite?
So Vegemite is a spread that the Aussies love down there. They're so proud of their Vegemite. It's just a spread they slather on bread. Now, I love when I looked at this bread, I do like the reaction. One guy wrote, "Good man, it's not Nutella," because you don't want to put a lot on. Have you tried?
Yeah,
Vegemite? Okay.
I did a May term in New Zealand, and I did the same thing. I slathered it on, and the New Zealanders were like, "No, you want like a quarter size to spread on your toast."
And why is that?
It's the flavor is so strong and so bitter, and it's just not
very salty.
What does it taste
is the way
like?
I would describe it. Very kind of a salty. Now, a friend of mine who I worked with, a former colleague who is from Australia, he made me try it, and it was one of those where you're taking a bite and they're looking at you and they're all excited and you're smiling while you're trying to swallow this food. And I don't know if that's for me, but I said, it's good.
Well, what does it taste like? Like, is it like a bitter chocolate?
I would describe
no, it's more of the
as
salty variety. It's not a sweet.
Like a cricket.
What?
Like if you were to eat
cricket.
like an insect.
I've never eaten an insect.
Me neither, but that's what I think it reminds
cricket.
me of.
I don't know what that's
like.
Well,
a salty
since
cricket.
none of us have eaten a cricket, we have to try to give Patrick an idea of what Vegemite tastes. I would go to the very salty kind of. It's not a sweet spread, right?
No.
A salty, bitter kind of
it's just bitter.
spread.
Let's bring it. Let's Amazon it and
I'm down.
Bring it to you.
Well, he put a large amount on his bread, and the Australians gave him a real hard time with that. And most of us had never heard of Vegemite until there was a song Was it Men at Work that did Vegemite sandwich? You remember the Vegemite?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
never mind. You people are children. So we know that as the coronavirus has a big effect on the world, nobody's been hit any harder than the entertainment industry. Lots of movies in production, lots of movies post-production being released in movie theaters that nobody's sitting in. So they're being affected too. There was a production that was underway, and let's see if I get the name of this right here. A new thriller called Red Notice that I think was being put together by Netflix. Yes, it was, and starring Dwayne Johnson, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds. Which
wow!
I know that's a
lineup.
That's a neat cast, isn't it?
Yeah.
So production came to a halt, and Dwayne Johnson, we also know him as The Rock, wanted to give this speech to the cast and crew.
I really appreciate all your hard work and your patience during this time. But, my number one goal for you guys, and it's our number one goal too, is that we're going to get everybody home to their families, because really that's where we need to be right now, is home, taking care of our families and making sure they're good and supported and taken care of and protected, especially our elderly. So we're going to make that happen. We're going to do everything we can to make that happen and make that happen fast. We love what we do, and we're very blessed and lucky, but, this is the kind of stuff that can wait, because the most important thing is to take care of our families.
So bottom line is we're all in the same boat. We're all experiencing the same thing. When we get through to the other side, which we will, it's going to be fun to get out and to get out to the restaurants and get to the movie theater and get out and do all these things. So right now we're making some sacrifices, and it's something we should do. And I know here in California we're calling it Safer at Home.
Yeah.
And the reason for that isn't so much to protect me and my family, but it's to protect, my parents who are elderly or my neighbors who might be, fighting other underlying diseases. So we got to do this together, and we're going to get through this. And I do love the folks like The Rock. We had with Aldis Hodge from The Invisible Man coming on the show.
Yeah.
Kind of giving us a little bit of inspiration, because we kind of need that shot right now.
Yeah.
We do.
Right?
And I think Aldis said it best. Like, sometimes you just need something to force you to slow down and, enjoy the little things in life. Like, how many people have had this much time to spend with their family?
Yeah. My kids have griped, son and daughter number 2 especially. Dad, why are we taking so many walks with the dog? Nobody's happier than the dog in my family.
Oh, I know,
right?
Same, yeah,
Nobody's
same.
happier than the dog.
Yeah.
Bentley is so thrilled to have us home all the time. And
Your little golden retriever.
Why do we do that, by the way?
I do that with I do that with my 2 too. I just said 2 too.
You have a tutu?
No,
What?
No. I do with my 2 golden retriever dogs as well.
So now on movies, as we get ready to watch some of the movies that we're going to see more and more online, which is great. I love horror flicks. The guy by the name of Jason Blum, he's the founder of Blumhouse Productions, who does a lot of horror flicks, and most recently Get Out and The Invisible Man. People have criticized him for the trailers that they put up about their movies. So when you're watching the movie trailers on TV, that they give too much away. And in horror flicks,
sometimes
you
they
don't want
do.
to. Okay, so initially they would say, "Oh no, we don't," but now he's saying we do that on purpose.
Huh.
He says we're doing that on purpose because we don't want people who are busy sitting at home online or on their phones. We don't want them to say, "All right, that hasn't caught my attention. I don't want to go in," so we show more of it. I don't go with that deal because I hate seeing movie trailers for a movie that I'm really anxious to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you guys that way?
Yeah.
I don't want to see any bit of it because I want to enjoy all of the movie when I get there.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm good with a teaser, but nothing too, you're not giving away too much meat.
You know what?
The movie.
If like the movie Halloween, I love that franchise.
Yeah.
If you just play the music for me, that's all you have to do. It could be a black screen and play that music. I will get fired up. I'm in. You show me Denzel Washington for a frame, I'm going.
No,
as long as it's not a romantic comedy. With Denzel. But if it's typical Denzel stuff, right?
That's true.
John Wick, he doesn't talk in the movie anyway.
I know, right?
Just show me.
Just show him
Keanu with all cut up and
firing a gun at someone. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Keanu, that's how he does it. He's like John Wick, boom.
John Wick. People have been asking me if I'm back. Well, yeah, I've been thinking about it. I think I'm back.
I think I'm back. Yeah, whoa. Dude. Right. John Wick.
Now, we normally say in theaters now, we normally do that. But We're going to do On Demand now.
On Demand now,
okay
yeah.
There we go.
I guess that's how it's going.
So here's what my family's going to watch this weekend. Jumanji: The Next Level. We didn't get a chance to see that at the theaters.
That's a good one.
It's rated PG. Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved
rated
it.
PG-13, adventure comedy. It's an hour and 40 minutes. Did you like it better than the first one?
Comparable. They're very,
okay.
yeah, I'll let you be the judge of that.
I was lukewarm on the first one, so I'm hoping this was better. It did well on Rotten Tomatoes. Stars Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, and Jack Black. As they return to Jumanji to rescue one of their own, the gang discovers that nothing is as they expect. The players will have to brave parts unknown and unexplored in order to escape the world's most dangerous game.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's not scary, Patrick. You'll be fine.
Okay.
You can watch that. Also out on demand is Richard Jewell. It is rated R. It's a drama, 2 hours and 9 minutes. The cast is Sam Rockwell, Kathy Bates, Paul Walter Hauser. It's directed by Clint Eastwood. Based on true events, Richard Jewell is the security guard who reports finding a device at the 1996 Atlanta bombing. His report makes him a hero, but within days, the law enforcement wannabe becomes the FBI's #1 suspect.
Ooh.
Let's do this real quick.
All right.
Santa Clarita Nights.
Hometown.
Things to do this weekend in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Your community station.
It's Menji, and with many of us spending most of our free time at home due to the coronavirus concern, here are some things you can do at home. Pull out the board game or a deck of cards and have a more traditional game day. Settlers of Catan and Monopoly are some of my favorites. Or discover a new world in a good book. Curl up on the couch or read out loud to your family. Let your imagination come to life. Let's not forget to keep active. Exercise. Staying active can help reduce stress and anxiety. Speaking of reducing stress, meditation is another great way to reduce stress. And this is the perfect time to do some spring cleaning and decluttering. Keep it tuned to KHTS Radio and HometownStation.com for the latest updates on the COVID-19 pandemic here in Santa Clarita Valley. Stay safe and stay sane.
Your hometown station.
Spring cleaning, huh?
Spring cleaning, yeah.
That's why I have a couple of teenagers. That's exactly why we have them. Coming up, NFL free agency extravaganza. Are Rams and Chargers fans happy or sad today? Plus, actor Aldis Hodge joined us last hour. His thoughts on why his movie Invisible Man is such a hit and what we can all do while we're dealing with this corona situation. You're listening to my radio show with Rick Garcia.
Just sail on. That's what you do, just sail on. Now the dude's so funky, hey, what do you think? What is it called? It's called a lakeside stank.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com. We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCV may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private...
KHTS, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 2 o'clock. Time for national news on
Breaking news this hour,
KHTS.
millions more Americans are being told to stay home as the number of coronavirus cases in the United States now tops 16,000. Connecticut and Illinois have just joined New York and California in ordering non-essential workers to shelter in place. That's more than 20% of Americans, although President Trump says he's not considering a nationwide lockdown order. Let's begin this hour out in California. CNN's Nick Watt has the very latest from Los Angeles. Nick, the only way to slow the spread of the coronavirus, the experts say, is for people to stay home.
That is absolutely right, Wolf. Listen, we've been all getting caught up in the semantics. Is this a lockdown? Is this shelter in place? Bottom line, if you don't need to leave your house, then don't. And this is what it looks like here in Los Angeles. I think we can cut to a drone shot we have a few hundred feet above me. LA, city of 4 million people, This is what it looks like now. It's not deserted, but believe me, if you lived here, you would know it is way, way quieter than usual.
This is the day everything changed.
Californians, New Yorkers, the populations of Illinois and Connecticut will all soon be under orders to stay home. That's more than 70 million Americans.
To avoid the loss of potentially tens of thousands of lives, we must enact an immediate stay-at-home order for the state of Illinois.
These provisions will be enforced. This is the most drastic action we can take.
People can go to the store, get out for some solitary exercise, but stop socializing.
We're going to go visit Mom. I'm going to bring the home family to see Mom. No, not now.
Essential workers are exempt, like food service and healthcare providers who are still struggling nationwide to find the supplies to keep themselves safe and treat the sick.
We're starting to see those individuals become sick as well and be taken out of the workforce, or in some cases become seriously ill. So here's where everything can fall apart very quickly.
Distillers now making sanitizer for first responders, nurses making their own masks.
We absolutely feel like we are in this alone.
The US is the biggest economy on earth, and the mayor of our most populous city is saying it will run out of medical supplies in 2 or 3 weeks.
I have made repeated appeals to the federal government to get us basic medical supplies, and there is no meaningful response. Where the hell is the federal government in the middle of the biggest crisis we've seen in generations?
The president says he has now pulled the trigger on the Defense Production Act, giving himself essentially wartime authority over private industry to produce supplies.
We have a lot of people working very hard to do ventilators and various other things. We have millions of masks which are coming and which will be distributed.
Did you know you can attend College of the Canyons tuition free? Yeah. Canyons Promise provides incoming first-time college students the opportunity to attend College of the Canyons tuition free for their first 2 years. And you don't even have to be a recent high school graduate to take advantage of the opportunity. Anyone who's a first-time college student and meets the Canyons Promise criteria can sign up. Visit canyons.edu/promise for full details and to get signed up before June 15th. canyons.edu/promise.
Accidents happen, but rest assured Patterson's Collision Center is here to help. Patterson's is a family-owned and operated collision repair facility providing the Santa Clarita Valley with premium collision repairs. Patterson's prides itself on being the only California-certified green repair shop in all of Santa Clarita. They are insurance claim specialists and even offer payment plans for your deductible. For personalized, friendly service, visit pattersonscollisioncenter.com. or call 294-1011 and let Patterson's Collision Center help ease your worries today.
Frontier Toyota, a proud supporter of my radio show with Rick Garcia, serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting 2020 Toyota lineup. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
This is Bradley Gross from Santa Clarita Grocery. Santa Clarita Grocery serves fresh groceries to families, individuals, and those experiencing homelessness. At Santa Clarita Grocery, out of every dollar donated, a full 99 cents goes directly to the needs being addressed. As an all-volunteer-led organization, we operate on a 1% overhead, receiving no government funding for our operations in the community, resulting in us being one of the most efficient charities in the Santa Clarita Valley. If you're looking to support the good for our community, please consider partnering with us by donating to Santa Clarita Grocery. What is donated is specifically kept in the Santa Clarita Valley, helping over 3,000 families, including 5 other community charities. Please visit our website, santaclaritagrocery.org, or visit us on social media or call us at 425-7575. That's 425-7575.
This is Greg from Consumers Furniture Gallery. For the past 41 years, we pride ourselves on offering quality name brand furniture at unbeatable prices. We carry a huge selection of dining and bedroom furniture in the latest styles and designs. We also have the largest selection of sofas and sectionals in the Santa Clarita Valley. You can choose your style, fabrics, leathers, and colors, or have one of our experts design it for you. Our mattress gallery features over 50 beds featuring Diamond and Serta. Consumers Furniture is located in the Centerpoint Shopping Center below Sam's Club and Walmart.
City Councilman Bob Keller here. Keep it tuned to 98.1 FM and AM 1220 KHTS, hometownstation.com, for the latest information regarding COVID-19. KHTS will have both national and local news and information during this unprecedented time. For more, go to the KHTS website or the KHTS Facebook page. KHTS is also available online in the free app for iPhone and Android. Continue to social distance, only going out if it's absolutely necessary, and continue to check on friends and family. With your help, we will flatten the curve and come through this stronger than ever. Thank you.
My Radio Show with Rick Garcia is coming to you live from your hometown station, KHTS AM 1220 and 98.1 FM in Old Town Newhall, California. Now, My Radio Show with Rick Garcia.
Nice job, DJ Patrick. Patrick Suika, Jessy Holen, Rick Garcia on My Radio Show. You're listening to us at AM 1220 and 98.1 FM. Also, hi to our Facebook Live friends who are watching us at KHTS Radio. You can also find My Radio Show on YouTube, the My Radio Show podcast, and our favorite place, the KHTS Radio app, as well as hometownstation.com. This radio station will continue to carry out its job as a public service. That's what these radio stations and TV stations around have been here for years. And sometimes we take them for granted. Sometimes we don't pay attention to them. But in a moment like now, when things are a little crazy and wild, you really want to tune in. And so we will constantly provide you with a public service, get you the updates you need to know as far as your community and what's going on with the coronavirus pandemic. We'll do that right now. But we're also going to strike a balance. And we're going to try to talk about some interesting and fun and compelling things, too, because you've been cooped up and you've been having to hear about this a lot. Okay, so we'll get the business out of the way right now. We are joined by Dr. Bud Lawrence, who's the ER director at Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital. He joined us last Friday. We just want to get an update, and we'll see how this continues as the days go forward. Dr. Lawrence, thanks for joining us on My Radio Show. I appreciate it.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Doctor, what's the latest? Do we have any new numbers as far as positive tests in Santa Clarita?
I can't remember where we were last Friday, but we have, I can only report what we have here at Henry Mayo, or we have tested, and we have 3 positive tests here. I know it's being, a different number is being reported for the entirety of the Santa Clarita Valley, but it's important to understand that that people can and are getting tested elsewhere. So we don't certainly represent every person in the valley with our positive test.
Right. And are those patients at the hospital or are they at home?
We can confirm that there is 1 patient that is admitted to the hospital of those 3 positive tests.
And how's the hospital dealing with that? We know that as we move forward, the numbers are going to change. They are likely to go up. There obviously is concern out there as to whether our hospitals will get inundated, and obviously we assume Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital is getting prepared for that. Is it going to be in a separate location, I'm assuming, from regular patients?
So first off, I should say that we've been working on this for weeks now, and Henry Mayo has reached a level of preparedness that is just, to me, is impressive. We first off, just to kind of break it down a little bit, we have moved to an external triage system where we evaluate patients outside the emergency department before they ever come in. So you're talking about a different place. As far as triage, we triage them outside. We do have a medical-grade trailer and a medical-grade disaster tent that are erected, ready for use should volume increase. We're currently testing patients in their vehicles outside the department. And if patients need to be admitted to the hospital for suspected COVID-19, or if they are positive for COVID-19, we do have an entire hospital ward that we've got set up with isolation precautions and all the equipment necessary to provide the best possible care to these patients. So we are making sure that we're able to properly and appropriately segregate those patients from the rest of the patient population. We are moving to a restricted visitation policy. So I think that's an important piece for our community members to understand. We understand as a hospital that your loved ones are in the hospital and they may not be feeling well, and we want to do our part to let you see them. However, this is an unprecedented event that we're going through, and we have to make sure that we are keeping our visitors safe, keeping our staff safe, and our patients safe. So we will be implementing a more restrictive visitation policy moving forward.
Dr. Bud Lawrence, ER Director at Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital, on the line with us. We're now the state has and our local officials have implemented Safer at Home. I'm assuming as a healthcare professional, you're probably happy with that idea. I know it's inconvenient for a lot of people, but it seems to be, at least at the moment, the best way to avoid spreading.
You know, inconvenient for a lot of people probably understates it. I think that there are significant economic impacts to this type of a policy, and I feel for our community members and the people out there that are affected and the businesses that are affected. But the reality is, you may have seen on social media many emergency medicine nurses and physicians posting, I will go to work for you as long as you stay home for me. There is a trend to that, and there is something to be said about the fact that if you are home in your house, you very likely can't get this virus if you're not interacting with anyone. So the goal from a population health standpoint is to try to decrease the spread of this virus and to keep people safe. And this is certainly one mechanism that will go long lengths to get that done and to get to that end goal. But again, we really recognize the impact it has on the community.
Okay, I don't want to put you on the spot. There was a report, I guess, earlier in the week about whether to use ibuprofen or not. I know that this report came out of France, where they were saying that ibuprofen could make things worse where coronavirus is concerned. But then the WHO, a few days later, said, well, that's not so fast. That may not be the case. Where do you stand? Because folks who are going to treat themselves at home, you're going to go right to your medicine cabinet. Tylenol, ibuprofen. Can you kind of give us an idea of what's the better use of medicine?
Sure. I mean, this is an outstanding example of the challenges we have right now with information and with how fast we're getting data from different places and what we're trying to make of that data and how well vetted that data is. So, yeah, there was a tweet from France that said, hey, don't use ibuprofen. And just so everyone out there knows, ibuprofen is the same as Motrin and the same as Advil, all the same medication. And there was initially maybe some information out of France that taking ibuprofen could worsen your course of COVID illness. You know, since that came out, I've had a chance to take a decent dive into the information that's out there. There really isn't substantial enough literature to support saying that ibuprofen should be avoided, and there really isn't stuff out there to say ibuprofen is totally safe in this case. So what I would recommend as a physician is, you know, you can usually control your fever and pain with Tylenol, which is acetaminophen or paracetamol, and you should definitely use that without any issue. And it's probably fine to use ibuprofen. It's just the jury's still out. We don't have enough information. We don't have enough good studies out there to tell us, to guide us which way to go. Great question.
Dr. Bud Lawrence, the ER Director at Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital, on my radio show. How about the new talked about drug? It's not new, but it's newly talked about, chloroquine, which was FDA approved. It's used for other ailments, and now there's talk that we should start prescribing this for patients who test positive. Where do you stand on that? I know it is really, really early in this process.
It is early. So the chloroquine is actually widely unavailable. There's hydroxychloroquine, which is something called Plaquenil. If anyone has autoimmune disorders, they may know that medication. It's been there have been some reports of having improvement in symptoms, particularly out of China. There have been other reports from other parts of the world, though, where some patients have actually gotten worse with these medications. So again, Plaquenil is hard to get a hold of. I think the initial data that's coming back is showing that it may indeed be helpful, and so some patients that are hospitalized in the United States may have that medication started for them if the pharmacies and the hospitals can find it, because it's There's very little of it available. But this is another case of the jury is still out. There is no real definitive answer on whether or not it is absolutely something that should be implemented for all patients with COVID-19.
Okay, last question for you, and we appreciate your time. We know that you have patients to take care of at the hospital. Is there anything that you or Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital wants the public to know that maybe we haven't brought up today?
I think a lot of this stuff that's already out there, wash your hands, social distancing, everyone is now staying home. I think, to me, the one thing I want the public to know is that your community hospital, Henry Mayo, has really put the work in to be ready for this. We have done the absolute best we can with the resources that are out there to make sure that our hospital is ready for whatever may come. Again, we've talked about this before. The sky is not falling. It's not the end of days, but this is certainly something to be respected, and we don't know, we don't have a crystal ball. We can't say where things are going, so we are preparing for any eventuality. We're hoping for the best and preparing for the worst. You've probably heard that a lot recently, but I think it's important for the community to know that we're here to support our community members, and we are ready.
Dr. Bud Lawrence, ER Director at Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital. Thanks so much. We appreciate you giving us the updates like that, telling it like it is, and we wish you the best over there. And to all of your healthcare workers who really are angels, I've always said that about healthcare workers, the best wishes to them as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Well, there you go. Got an update on coronavirus. We'll continue to do that throughout the day here at KHTS 98.1 FM and AM 1220. We'll do that back throughout the week. This is a place you can hang your hat on, hang your coat, and tune in when you want to find out what's going on in your community.
My Headlines.
All right, time for some of that balance we've been talking about. My Headlines are brought to you by Frontier Toyota. The Rams have cut one of the NFL's best running backs, Todd Gurley. The 2017 Offensive Player of the Year has been nursing an arthritic knee, but also carries a huge contract. The Rams also parted ways with linebacker Clay Matthews. The Rams had a rough free agency. They lost 6 starters from their defense. The Chargers have been busy this offseason, signing former Packers lineman Brian Bulaga, defensive back Chris Harris, and defensive lineman Linval Joseph. Their former quarterback Phillip Rivers will be joining the Indianapolis Colts on a one-year deal worth $25 million. Rivers spent the last 16 seasons with the Chargers in San Diego and L.A. And more good things must come to an end. The New England Patriots have said goodbye to quarterback Tom Brady. 20 seasons, the 42-year-old played in a record 9 Super Bowls and won 6 of them, all with the Pats. He will now join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a deal that will pay him $30 million per season. So for those of us who've been itching for sports to watch or pay attention to, none of that was going on, but the NFL continued with its schedule and free agency went on.
Yeah.
That's either a day of lack of sleep for some people like me, or some people sleep soundly and others are like, if you're a Rams fan, you lost a lot of sleep this week.
Yep.
Free agency opened up. That means players whose contracts are expiring can negotiate with other teams. The Rams have lost several players. Let me read off the list of players who are gone for the LA Rams. Running back Todd Gurley. Oof. If you're a Gurley girl, like the girls that are in my family, that hurts. They're all telling me I have to go out and buy new jerseys now for each and every one of them. He was cut by the Rams because of their salary cap restrictions, so that was a salary dump. He turned around and signed with the Falcons today. Linebacker Clay Matthews, very important on their defense. Clay Matthews, who was picked up by the Green Bay Packers last year on it was a short deal, 2-year deal. They cut him after 1 season. Matthews now available out there.
Oh, wow.
Dante Fowler, huge for the Rams.
Yeah,
the last 2 seasons, had a lot of sacks. He signed with the Falcons. Linebacker Corey Middleton. This is the one I really meant to say hurts the Rams. A tackling machine who can cover tight ends across the middle. The Raiders picked him up. Big pickup for the Raiders. Defensive lineman Michael Brockers goes to the Ravens. Safety Nickel Roby-Coleman, contract not picked up. Safety Eric Weddle, retired. So they lost 6 starters on defense.
Oh, my.
Patrick, how many players are on the field?
11.
Oh, see,
I almost said 12. Almost said 12.
Okay,
almost.
Throw a flag. Jesse, flag him. That's right. Too many players on the field, Patrick.
The 12th man keeps getting me on that.
So
it's 11.
More than half of their defense has been gutted. Now, here are the new players. Linebacker Leonard Floyd who was a former first-round draft pick from Chicago, joins the team. Defensive lineman Ashawn Robinson comes to the team from Detroit, so he'll take Brocker's place. Both of these pickups are less than what they had, but a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So if you look at it the way I think the Rams are going to tell you to look at it, which is who can we keep, not who can we get, they're going to tell you their success was re-signing their left tackle, Andrew Whitworth, and one of their go-to offensive linemen, Austin Blythe. So tough time for the Rams. Now, I don't want to even talk to Patrick about this because he's a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Or is he? He has two teams.
Seattle's number one.
No.
Seattle's
There's
number
no
one.
there's
Minnesota's
no
number
such
two.
thing as
I agree.
you have more than number one, okay? Now, how about we have Chargers fans out there? Gone from the Chargers, quarterback Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
He signs with the Colts. Running back Melvin Gordon has signed with the Broncos.
That's pretty big,
Those
too.
are two big losses, your quarterback and your main running back.
Yeah. Yep.
New, though, and I think they really did a good job. They beefed up their offensive line.
Yeah.
Brian Bulaga comes over from the Packers.
That one's really big.
Another defensive back, Chris Harris, who's solid, comes from Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive lineman Linval Joseph from the Vikings.
Yeah.
Then they have an offensive lineman, Trey Turner, who they acquired in a trade with the Carolina Panthers in exchange for left tackle Russell Okung. They were getting ready for Tom Brady. They were adding offensive linemen, in my opinion, to prepare for Tom Brady. They made a run at Brady. They did re-sign running back Austin Eckler, and I think they're going to be fine there, and tight end Hunter Henry.
Right.
So the word is that Brady was down to two teams after he announced he was going to leave the Patriots.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, who he signed with, and the Chargers.
Yes.
He told both teams the same thing. I want a 2-year, $60 million package. You can play with the numbers however you want to, but that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but it sounds like both teams came up with similar deals.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Chargers, I think, were really hopeful by adding all these linemen that they were going to wind up with Brady.
Yeah.
Brady goes to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to go there where there's no state income tax in Florida.
True.
That could be part of it. When I hear that, I don't think Brady cared about the money.
I think
really
it's
don't.
also. I think I heard the rumor that his family would not have been going with him to the West Coast. They were going to stay on the east side of the country. So him going to Florida was probably so he was at least closer to his family.
Closer.
I think that was the quote unquote like
they're in the Northeast, so that was
the edge on that.
The one that helped there. He's going to have a coach, Bruce Arians, who's a really good offensive mind, but he's a guy who likes to run things himself.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if Brady can, because Brady's going to run the team.
Oh, yeah.
On offense, he's going to run the team.
Absolutely.
I feel bad for the Chargers, though. They did everything they could to try to pull this deal off.
I was going to say, I'm also kind of shocked because didn't he just sign like some production deal this month?
In Hollywood?
Well,
yeah.
That's what we did with LeBron and the
Yeah,
Lakers saying,
we
hey,
assumed
listen,
that.
we were
come
like-
out here, you can make your movies, you can do your production company. Giselle Bundchen, Tom Brady's supermodel wife, I don't know, does she want to be in movies? Does Tom want to? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the question. Does Tom Brady become the next Joe Montana, who went to Kansas City and disappeared? Joe Namath, Burt Jones, they all retired with the Rams. You never heard from them again.
Right.
Or does he become Peyton Manning, who left Indianapolis and won a Super Bowl in Denver? What do you think?
I think Peyton Manning. I think he has
Really?
I think he has a better offensive unit in Florida than he will with the Patriots.
I think he's going to be Joe Montana. He's going to disappear. I think it's going to be in the middle. Like I think he's got a really good system.
You can't.
He's
So-
got
It's
good
like having two favorite teams, Patrick.
No, but like hear me out on this one. It's more of like he's got the team around him. I don't think he's not even near what he used to be. He's looked like he's declined in the last year. Like, in fact, his last play he threw a pick six.
First of all, he doesn't have Belichick anymore.
True.
Arians, I think, is a solid coach. He's not
He is.
Belichick.
But he's not Belichick. I
Number
agree.
one. Number two, I think the talent was much better in Los Angeles with the Chargers. He's got Mike Evans, right, in Tampa Bay, one of his receivers.
Is great.
But the guys, Mike Williams, who's the kid from Cal?
You're talking about on the Chargers.
Yes,
There's
wide receiver.
Mike Williams, Keenan Allen is
Keenan Allen, who's unbelievable. Eckler, you got a running back over
You
there.
have Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry.
Oh no, they have more options on offense in the Chargers than they did Tampa Bay. I'm saying, like,
and he was going to run the offense in L.A. for sure.
He has
with
a
the
better
Chargers.
chance. I think he had a way better chance at winning bigger in San Diego. They were more set up. I agree with that.
Comparing Patriots to Florida, I think Patriots over Florida. Comparing Florida to Chargers, he should have gone Chargers, I think.
But the guys that they're going to pick up for the Chargers, and they're totally, I mean, they're committing to Tyrod Taylor right now.
Really?
They said
that's where you're hanging your hat?
No. I'm not hanging my hat on that.
I hate to say this.
They're going to
There
draft
are
a rookie.
lot of guys you can put on the team.
They're going to draft a rookie.
Are they?
I think
Who
that
are they gonna get?
Justin Herbert. I think they're going to draft Justin Herbert. That would be a great fit for them.
So you got a stopgap with Tyrod, is what you're saying.
He's going to be a transition
How about
guy.
make a deal and go get Dalton over in Cincinnati? They're going to draft a quarterback number 1.
That would be smart too,
right?
Yeah. Did Cam Newton go anywhere? I don't think he did.
I wouldn't mess with Cam.
I wouldn't mess with that either. But like,
hurt. He's been a pain in the butt for a lot of teams.
Actually, Andy Dalton would work really well there.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
He's been in the playoffs several
The
times.
Red Rocket.
We should run the NFL.
We should.
We should, exactly. But I don't know that Brady turns the Buccaneers into a winner right away.
I don't think so either.
A and B, from a business standpoint, it makes great sense for Tampa. Apparently ticket sales are starting to go through
And
the roof
they're going all in on it.
And they'll get some more free agent players.
True.
Now, how many can you get? He's making $30 million.
I know, it's
so how many guys can you add to that team?
Yeah, no,
There was
exactly.
talk that Gurley was going to go there, but there's no way they can't afford both.
Well,
Gurley.
didn't they they have Shaquille Barrett, I believe they have there, who is on a franchise tag. Not only do they have Brady, but you got to pay Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like there's no way they're going to sign all these big name free agents unless they take minimum pay.
So he's got a good mind in Arians if they can collaborate. Remember, the key is they have to get along. And historically, there are head coaches that butt heads with their quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't going to happen with Brady. He's going to be like, it's my way or the highway
Right.
to Arians. And Arians going to wait a minute, I'm the boss. But if Belichick and Brady can get along, then so will Arians.
Yeah, you would think.
He's got some decent – his receivers definitely are better than what he had in New England.
Yes.
I mean, other than Randy Moss, he's made everybody around him great. That's what great players do. I think you're right. He's got better receivers. Can they block for him?
Yeah.
You can't have a 42-year-old quarterback getting smashed.
Yeah, and he's not at least Jameis. I mean, granted, Jameis threw a lot of interceptions and a lot of turnovers. At least Jameis could move. Like he can at least run a little bit. He was
awful,
but he can move. He's athletic.
Awful.
Brady can't run.
No, they got to protect.
That's why I'm saying if it comes down to Brady getting pressured, he's in trouble.
Yeah. All right, there you have it.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, coming up, Canelo Triple G Part 3 may be on the way. Plus, WrestleMania will go on, and they have a host that might make Tom Brady proud or, I don't know, embarrassed, I'm not sure. And we're going to give away some free stuff. You're listening to My Radio Show with Rick Garcia.
As I'm looking up, suddenly the sky erupts.
No contract pest control. Did you hear that? Yes, Unipest has no contract, low impact, affordable, and environmentally and family friendly pest control options with orange oil or other family friendly products. Whether it's ants, spiders, gophers, termites, or bed bugs, Unipest Termite and Pest Control has an effective, eco-friendly option for you. Call Unipest today for a free orange oil inspection at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
These days, it's hard to figure out how to fill all the self-isolation time, let alone figure out what to have for lunch or dinner. Salt Creek Grill owner Greg Amsler is helping us out in a big, big way. Salt Creek is now offering takeout and curbside pickup, so you don't even have to get out of your car. Now, if you'd like, you could stay at home. They participate with Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash, and Grubhub. Their entire menu is available for pickup or delivery, including to-go beer and wine. Hey. In addition, Greg's offering wine at 25% off, along with daily specials. If you'd like to buy a gift card for a future visit, now's the time. Buy a $50 gift card and get $10 extra on the card completely free. Buy a $100 gift card, you get an extra $25. Salt Creek Grill, located next to Regal Cinema at the Valencia Mall. For more info, go to saltcreekgrill.com.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
With the safe disposal of waste from our homes in the Santa Clarita Valley, Chiquita Canyon Landfill is able to create enough green energy to power 10,000 homes each year. So you can feel good that the waste from your home in the SCV is helping create a clean energy source and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Chiquita Canyon Landfill is our partner in sustainable living.
Chiquita Canyon is helping lead the way to a greener future.
Hometown.
All day long, constantly.
Your hometown station, 98.1 FM and AM 1220. Hometown.
Santa Clarita News.
Your community connection.
6th corona case in Santa Clarita. LA stays at home and Walmart robbery. I'm Michael Brown. The 6th case of coronavirus has been confirmed within the Santa Clarita Valley. The number of cases of coronavirus within the valley has now risen to 6, with 4 within the city of Santa Clarita, 1 in Stevenson Ranch, and 1 in Castaic. Now, none of these cases are currently being treated at Henry Mayo Hospital, which most likely means that all 6 of the people who have been diagnosed are in some sort of self-imposed quarantine at home. Officials with the Los Angeles County issued an order Thursday for all residents to stay at home as the coronavirus continues to spread. Businesses that do not provide essential services are required to send their employees home, and those essential services include grocery stores, pharmacies, restaurants for delivery, and hardware stores. Residents will still be able to leave their homes in order to get essentials such as food and water, to seek medical care, and also to exercise in a limited capacity. 2 people were detained at gunpoint Thursday night after allegedly robbing the Walmart in Stevenson Ranch. Initial reports indicate that the 2 suspects allegedly attempted to take a number of items from the Walmart just before 8:30 Thursday night before getting into a fight with the store's loss prevention officers. The 2 suspects then drove southbound on the old road before deputies were able to find the vehicle and proceed to detain the 2 at gunpoint near the Taco Bell on Pico Canyon Road. For more on these stories and everything going on within the Santa Clarita Valley, head on over to hometownstation.com. Taking a look at your weekend weather right now. Nothing's really changed since we last came on. We're going to have showers throughout the rest of today and into tonight, lasting through tomorrow morning. It's going to clear up, though, by the afternoon. We should see clear skies through Saturday and Sunday. Rain not coming back until Sunday night. Temperatures, again, remaining between the 40s and the 60s, so now is a good time to stay at home, especially with the stay-at-home order. It's a good time to just hunker down, put up a fire, and just enjoy each other's company.
Like it. Safer at home, right? That's what they're saying. I like
Safer
that.
at home.
It's good to see you, Michael.
It's good to be here, Rick.
Come in. We're 6 feet. We're all paying attention to the 6 feet away from each other policy. So
I feel terrible. I took
took
your seat over
here.
here.
You took Jessy's chair.
I'm sorry, Jessy.
Yeah, she'll come back and sit down. And right?
Yep. Thank you
all
so
right,
much,
thanks,
Rick.
Michael. Appreciate
Thanks,
that.
Mike.
Welcome back to my radio show with Rick Garcia, Jessy Holen, Patrick Suika here
Heyo.
as well. Hope you guys doing all right. How's it been at home for you guys?
Good.
Same as always.
It's honestly been like same as always, yeah.
Feels like it. My kids are home from school.
Oh.
Little different. A lot more yelling.
A little bit, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I read, somebody posted, I hope I can say it right based on memory, was what's new with homeschooling so far? 2 kids suspended and a mom removed for drinking.
There we go.
Or a teacher removed for drinking. That's what it's like, man.
It's like my cousin's house, yeah.
You're butting heads with the kids again. But listen, I have great kids. I'm lucky to have them. And they've been pretty well to deal with. We want to welcome everybody back. We had a winner in the first hour.
Last hour.
On our free stuff.
Yes. The question was, who played the main character in the original The Invisible Man? And the answer was Claude Rains. Chris from Saugus won via Facebook Live.
Hey, congratulations.
Yay,
Congrats.
What did they win again?
Oh, they won the $25 Hanu coffee gift card.
So, Chris,
Ooh.
if you're listening still, you want to reach out to the business before you go in, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, in fact, in the case of our free stuff, a lot of restaurants, places that obviously make your food are doing lots of takeout and things like that. So if they're still open, obviously you can use them that way. Otherwise, you can wait till business resumes and use your gift certificate then or gift card then. And we'll have we'll give away some more free stuff, I think, later in this segment, aren't we?
Yeah.
Is that right? Oh,
yes,
by the way, why did we go with the Invisible Man theme last hour? Do you want to tell everybody who wasn't smart enough to listen in the 1 o'clock hour?
Because we had a special guest, Aldis Hodge, who's also connected to Santa Clarita Valley, but he is one of the stars in the new movie.
Invisible Man, which I think is coming out on streaming tonight as more of the, and we'll talk more about that in our next segment where we talk about entertainment and the fact that movie companies are releasing their movies now early on demand and streaming so that we can watch them while we're cooped up in our homes.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
Right?
nice.
Rick's Replay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Disregard. We have an abort.
Just kidding. Just kidding. That was the actual launch.
Cue the don't
of SpaceX Falcon 9. The launch took place. I think it was earlier this week. They launched the Falcon. There was hoping to be a record 5th flight where they have the reusable rockets, and they were taking more internet satellite. Do we need more internet satellites up in space?
Oh my gosh.
Don't we have enough internet, by the way?
Well, not if everybody and their mother's going to be on the internet at the same time.
Well, that's a good point. And especially now more than ever, right? 'Cause
Seriously.
people who are trying to sneak at work and do it, now they don't have to sneak, right? So it was what they call a standard auto abort after finding that there was a last-second engine power check. That can't be good. Now, there weren't any astronauts in it. I mean, imagine that. You're in there and you're about to launch 3, 2, and you see the check engine light come on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
They do that off of Florida's Space Coast. We used to build a lot of the rockets and all the funky aircraft out where I grew up out in the Antelope Valley, Edwards Air Force Base, Rockwell, Lockheed. They had all these wonderful defense companies out there, still do. And so I had the opportunity to watch one of the Challenger spaceships come back into our back on land, which is really neat when you hear the sonic booms and you see this beautiful aircraft fly in out of nowhere. I got to see from a distance a launch from Florida. I was out there covering Daytona 500, and from my hotel room window I could see. Have either one of you seen either a launch or a landing?
Not live. I've seen them on TV. Like when some were coming to Edwards Air Force Base. I remember my dad would have it on just because he's really fascinated by that. And then if they're taking off, the sonic boom. I know we've had that a couple of times, and he's like, my dad would be like, wait for it here, and then boom, it happens. It's so cool.
Well, so if you get a chance to ever see one in person, either a launch or a landing, I highly recommend it. We launch rockets still. The way they're landing them on these barges in the water now.
Yeah.
It would be fun to see these Challenger spaceships go back up. I call them spaceships. Aircraft going into space. They were really kind of neat. If we ever get back to the business of doing that again, if you get a chance to see one land or one take off, I highly recommend it. It's an amazing part of what our society can do,
right?
When challenged. And so it's really neat to watch. And as a kid growing up in the Antelope Valley, and I tell the story often, so I'll tell it again.
Here we go.
Whether it bores you or not. Where we grew up, when I grew up in the Antelope Valley, we heard sonic booms all the time.
Really?
Because they had all kinds of aircraft, secret, some of it, secret. It was, NASA would do stuff out there, and you didn't know what was flying, but you'd see these weird things in the air as they were testing aircraft. This is before the Russians, I think, were capable of putting satellites into space where they could watch what we were doing.
Yeah.
So all kinds of weird aircraft. There was something called the Black Widow. So we'd see all kinds of stuff and hear sonic booms all the time.
Yeah.
Then going to more recent times, even out here in Santa Clarita, when there was a re-entry of one of the aircraft coming in, the shuttles is what I was trying to, the space shuttles.
Yes.
When they would re-enter, they would come through, and the minute they'd re-enter, you'd have a sonic boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it felt like an earthquake
Yeah.
out here. But we grew up with that stuff. I mean, it was like...
Yeah, my dad would watch for that. He'd be like, this is so cool.
And you could feel the
Oh,
sonic
you could
boom.
feel it and
the
hear it.
The windows shake. And
Yeah.
So we were there.
It was
this
so
stuff
cool.
was happening all the time
I
out
remember
there
that when I was a kid.
in the Antelope Valley.
Yes, sir.
News to me.
News to me. Okay, we listed off the number of high-profile people, entertainers and athletes who have come down with coronavirus. For those who have not, who are hunkering down like the rest of us because it's safer at home, they're living like we are.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
They're living, the folks that were in another stratosphere in terms of how they live their lives with all the money and glam, they're like us now. They can't go, to the dentist. They can't go get their hair done. They can't go. I think I read an old classmate put on Facebook something to the effect that in about 3 weeks we're going to find out the true color of everybody's hair. Right? Because
true.
Right?
Oh, my gosh.
So LeBron James put out, and keep our mics up for this one, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
He was talking about, how they haven't had a chance to go get their hair cut, get their hair done. In this audio that you're about to hear, he also describes, he does the play-by-play of his daughter cutting. She had really long braids, and she's cutting all the braids. I don't know if they were extensions or if that was her real hair, but she was cutting it on her own. And, and so it was really cute to watch that. But just to show real people problems that even, the well-to-do and the celebrities are having those issues. Here's LeBron James.
When they advise you to be quarantined for 14 days and isolated from nobody. Can't even get a haircut from my barber. They want me to stay away from him. I'm looking like Tom Hanks off Castaway. She can't even go and get her hair done, so she gonna just cut them out herself. Little Whoopi Goldberg over here.
I think that was his daughter he was describing.
Struggle is real in the James household right now. Boo, you good? You need some help? You got it? Hey, man.
Isn't that?
Gotta do what we gotta do.
The struggle is real. LeBron James.
The struggle is
of the
real,
Lakers.
LeBron.
We just heard yesterday 2 Lakers have tested positive. They haven't been named, though.
Yeah.
I find that kind of odd.
I
They
do
haven't
too.
been named.
Well, I mean, it's they're giving them the option if they want to.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't think the team has to name them. Kevin Durant came out right away.
Yeah, that's true.
Said I have it. We learned about the Jazz players because,
well,
one of the knuckleheads was kind of
someone who will not be named was touching
He
microphones
was
and
mocking
stuff.
the
Yes.
virus, and the virus got him.
Mhm.
So anyway, just more evidence that we're all in the same boat when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
If you like super fight, do you ever watch boxing at all? Jessy?
That stuff just gets to me. I am
bothers
a
you?
very weak stomach, so
Yeah.
if I see that kind of like fluid coming out of people's mouths,
Well,
ugh.
my wife is like that too. She doesn't like the violence, and
No.
I had to cover boxing for a long time and loved it. Loved it. I don't like MMA. I don't like mixed martial
Okay.
arts.
Me neither, yeah.
I loved the technical skills of the boxer
Yeah.
over the brawling MMA guys. I'm not going to compare who's better, who's not. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I just find MMA much more violent without. There is a lot of technique. I don't want anybody to say, "Oh, you're full of it." They have lots of technique, but it's different than true boxing is.
Yeah.
From that standpoint. Having said that, I'm a traditionalist. I prefer
I'm
boxing.
I'm with you on that one.
And I remember sitting in the first or second row, and somebody gets hit, the blood splatters the press row, and it wasn't pretty, but I enjoyed covering them. Whether we don't see as many super fights when it comes to boxing, but Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin, or Triple G as he also goes by, they've apparently agreed to a third fight.
Ooh.
And there's talk that it could happen by September. Fans have been itching for this fight. The first fight was in 2017. It ended in a split draw. And then Alvarez won the second fight in 2018 by a majority decision. That will be a huge pay-per-view event.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be really.
You won't be watching it, Jesse.
I'm
so
sure
if I have
my-
a fight party, you won't be coming over.
I'll
go-
come,
I'll
but
go.
I'll
You'll
bring
come for the
bring
chips and
blindfolds.
salsa.
Yeah.
I'll go for that. I've been following.
Did I
Canelo-
say you were invited yet?
Oh. Am I invited?
Do
Rick?
you have a buzzer ready?
Yeah, I do. Am I invited, Rick? And I'm the one that controlled that too. It should be. Can I go, Rick?
Here. Okay. So, you don't watch boxing in that? So have you watched much wrestling, Jesse? Pro wrestling?
Yes, but I would prefer boxing over wrestling, weirdly enough.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So the WWE has been trying to figure out a way to continue with its big wrestling shows.
Mhm.
They say they're going to go on with WrestleMania. It's going to take place over 2 nights, April 4th and 5th. They have a new host. In fact, they're going to move it from Raymond James Stadium to their performance center in Orlando, and because of the coronavirus pandemic. And Rob Gronkowski is going to host the event.
Gron.
So
He's going to
awesome.
host the event. The former tight end for the New England Patriots, who's retired now. He's so lovable. Gronkowski's
Yeah.
really one of those lovable characters. But I think he's going to wrestle. Now,
think so,
I don't
too.
know if he's going to be hosting it and be in his suit, and then somebody hits him over the back with a chair, those folding chairs.
Probably.
That are not very painful when you hit him in the back. And
Yeah.
But then I think he's been going through the
performance,
the training part. to see.
I did not know that.
I don't know how that's going to play out.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
I don't know how it's going to play out, but wrestling's real, right? You knew that,
Oh,
Jessy, right?
totally. 100%.
I'm just saying.
Mhm.
Don't you dare question me on that. The Yankees are going to win the 2020 World Series.
What?
The New York
What you talking
Yankees-
about?
That is out of
Willis,
left field.
The New York Yankees
Literally.
are going to win
Literally.
the 2020
Thanks, Patty.
World Series. Are you okay with that?
No.
No, Dodgers. We
just-
are an LA station, mister.
Well, if you like video games, there's one called MLB The Show.
There it is.
And they've apparently played this out, and the Yankees are going to win.
Okay,
I mean,
simulations.
I do have to say, when I played backyard baseball growing up, and I had Derek Jeter on my team, we always won. So maybe.
Backyard baseball.
Yeah, you remember that?
Was that on video or was that
Oh my
backyard?
gosh! Come on, Patty.
I
you
know what backyard baseball is.
It's like
I
it's a
played
video
something-
game, but you're like it's like set in a backyard.
Okay, kind of like the Mario Sports.
Yeah,
Where they have
yeah.
goofy-
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
all these goofy fields and stuff. I played something called Intellivision, which was like the early versions of baseball and Madden NFL and stuff. So the graphics, while they weren't great, you really felt like you were playing baseball, which
Yeah.
is kind of neat. I always heard it's funny. I played baseball my whole life and into older age beyond my youth baseball real seriously and tried to play competitively. And I have a terrible shoulder because of it. Elbow also. Elbow's often from the curveball. You got an ulnar nerve in there.
Yeah.
Shoulder, rotator cuff, I have a partial tear. But even playing those games where you have to pretend you simulate throwing, my arm and shoulder hurts after I'm done playing
Like
those
Wii
games.
Sports.
True that.
What's the deal with that?
I don't know what the deal with that is.
You don't care,
Because
do
you
you?
ball hard.
Thank you. I'm competitive.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what my family's learning?
Oh no.
I've given them one more reason to dislike me. We're doing a lot of family game nights. You guys
Yes.
doing any family game nights?
I'm doing one tomorrow.
Are you really?
Yeah, I actually am.
Okay.
Those are banned in my house.
People don't like me. Guess why?
Why?
You're too competitive.
I'm a trash talker.
Okay,
I'm in your
so
face.
I'm a trash
And you know
talker?
daughter number 2 because you coached her.
Yeah.
She doesn't. I can tell. She won't say it. I can tell she doesn't like me when I'm kind of in her face.
I could see
yelling.
that.
Yeah, I won that one.
She's probably like, oh my goodness, Dad.
Patrick, are you guys all calm over there?
We're actually, we laugh at everybody. It's just sometimes it gets too much because like my dad's such a jokester that like he'll just start like he won't take any of it seriously. It's like, Dad, take it seriously. He's like, come on.
We're
fine
But here's the
now.
thing: most of the guys I grew up with, like childhood buddy who's been on the show before, we love to debate each other, and we just love playing. Whether it's cards or whether we're playing, other stuff. We just love to get into the trash talking.
Yeah.
And the wives hate it. Just hate it. All right, let's do this in real quick. We'll do this real quick.
Free
I'll do it
stuff.
quick. Free stuff. Time to give away free stuff. The first person to call 661-298-5487 or messages us on Facebook Live at KHTS Radio with the right answer to my question wins a dozen bagels from Western Bagel. Be sure to call ahead if you do win this gift card to make sure they're open. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, came to fame through his wrestling career at the then WWF, but he went to the University of Miami where he won a national championship in this college sport. Was it rowing, wrestling, football, or bocce ball? The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, came to fame through his wrestling career at the then WWF, but he went to the University of Miami where he won a national championship in this college sport. Was it rowing, wrestling, football, or bocce ball? Be the first to call us at 661-298-5487 or post us at KHTS Radio on Facebook Live. Coming up, good news while you're cooped up at home regarding the movies that you want to watch. They're going to be here sooner than you'd hoped. And he's one of the stars of the hit movie Invisible Man, Aldis Hodge, with some inspirational words on while we're all cooped up with coronavirus. You're listening to My Radio Show with Rick Garcia.
You were the words that I needed to say when you heard under.
There are times when nothing else will do because you know exactly what you want. You want the Alamo, the taste of true Mexican cooking at its best. At Alamo, you're treated to a taste that is truly Mexican with an atmosphere to match. Enjoy a Cadillac margarita, try a mucho burrito, or sizzling fajitas. Voted the best Mexican food in the SCV and a favorite of former supervisor Mike Antonovich. Alamo Rotisserie in Granary Square, serving Santa Clarita for over 30 years.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
Save water and save money. SCV Water wants to help you find your fit and take advantage of conservation rebate programs that will help you save. Water your landscape more efficiently. Replace your lawn with water-wise plants. Conduct free in-home water surveys. Cover your swimming pool and more. Find the programs that fit your needs and start saving today. Visit conserve.yourscvwater.com to learn more.
That's conserve.yourscvwater.com.
Frontier Toyota, a proud supporter of my radio show with Rick Garcia, serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting 2020 Toyota lineup. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
Your hometown station.
I love my Dodgers on KHTS.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
And you can dance.
Who am I?
Who am I?
I was enjoying Madonna there for a second. I think I was the only one. Who am I? Go ahead, Jesse, bring it.
All right. Current running back for the Washington Redskins. He played college football at Oklahoma and was the 7th overall pick in the 2007 NFL Draft by the Minnesota Vikings. At Oklahoma, he set the NCAA freshman rushing record.
Stop it over there.
With 1,925 yards. Was first-team All-American and runner-up for the Heisman as a freshman.
Vikings drafted him first. I'm not going to be able to get this
one.
I
got you on this one.
Give me the buzzer first.
Oh, I've got the buzzer ready.
Give me the buzzer. Go ahead. I concede.
It's not playing the buzzer either.
That's when we got the music on for some reason.
It's probably because of the music.
That's stupid.
I know.
All right, go ahead. So, who is it?
Adrian Peterson.
Oh, that was right. Sorry.
Hey, the big.
I had more clues.
You know what?
I made you proud, Dad.
Wasn't sure he was still on the team or not. He's like 100 years old now. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson.
The next one's a comedian, talk show host, TV personality. She began her comedy career as a teenager and received her breakthrough on the television series Star Search in 1984.
That one DeGeneres?
No, but same field.
Don't give me
She, after making a name for herself in smaller TV roles, she hosted her own talk show, which was named after herself.
Rosie O'Donnell?
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
There's the ding.
Oh, my gosh.
Here's
okay.
The I've got
the last one.
Yeah.
You got
4.
5 for 5? Oh, yeah,
no,
4 for 5.
I missed the last
Sorry.
one. Oh, Adrian Peterson.
All right. Yes. This actor is most famous for his role in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Matthew Broderick?
Oh, my gosh.
Matthew Broderick.
Let's go.
Let's go right to this. What do you say?
Ding, yes.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
In a Hollywood Minute.
Oh, do we need our entertainment right now? Hey, here's some great news. There are movies that are out in theaters right now. There are movies that are coming out that were supposed to come out in theaters, and a lot of this stuff is going to go straight to on-demand or streaming. Good quality flicks, or at least flicks that were very, very popular. They include Birds of Prey, Universal's Invisible Man. So starting tonight, start taking a peek with your on-demand, and you're going to find that a lot of these movies that you thought you were going to have to wait to see in the movie theater or wait another 6 months to watch them on demand, they will be coming to your living room a lot sooner. Also, The Hunt is another one. Starting tonight, you will see them probably being released once a week. Now, speaking of The Invisible Man, that thing has been such a big hit. There are over 100 million globally before we started staying at home. One of the stars of the show, Aldis Hodge, was with us last hour. He has some connections to West Ranch High School in Santa Clarita. His sister graduated from there. He also helped coach the track teams, but he's a very well-established actor. City on a Hill, Leverage. Now he's in The Invisible Man. You'll get to see him very soon now on demand. And, we talked to him about how coronavirus has affected a lot of productions in Hollywood. A lot of them have been shut down. But he also wanted to give us some good, how would I put it, inspiration, right?
Yeah.
About how we should kind of look at these moments. Here's Aldis Hodge.
I'll give you what I think about in terms of times like this. All I say is that, the panic is the thing to ignore. The fear is the thing to ignore. You can't think on how to survive things when you're too angry, upset, emotional, afraid, or scared. You have to think, you have to calm down, you have to be focused, and you got to realize that within the turmoil, there's always something positive. There's an opportunity for positivity, and sometimes you have to be the positivity in the situation. So whatever is going on right now, we can survive this, we will survive this, but just make sure that through this process, you'll be able to look back and say it was a great process, a positive process, and I was the positive light for myself and for somebody else who was going through a tough time dealing with this. We can be the positivity that we seek in this particular moment. So let's try our best to be that, and let's try our best to get through this thing with a smile, with laughter and love, because we can.
Santa Clarita Nights.
Hometown. Things to do this weekend in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Your community station.
It's Menji, and with many of us spending most of our free time at home due to the coronavirus concern, here are some things you can do at home. Pull out the board game or a deck of cards and have a more traditional game day. Settlers of Catan and Monopoly are some of my favorites. Or discover a new world in a good book. Curl up on the couch or read out loud to your family. Let your imagination come to life. Let's not forget to keep active. Exercise. Staying active can help reduce stress and anxiety. Speaking of reducing stress, meditation is another great way to reduce stress. And this is the perfect time to do some spring cleaning and decluttering. Keep it tuned to KHTS Radio and HometownStation.com for the latest updates on the COVID-19 pandemic here in Santa Clarita Valley. Stay safe and stay sane.
Your hometown station.
We gave away some more free stuff.
Yes, we did. We gave away a dozen bagels from Western Bagel. The question was, The Rock came to fame through his wrestling career, but then he also went to the University of Miami where he won a national championship in what sport? The answer was football, and Lawrence from Santa Clarita Valley won the dozen bagels.
Congratulations, Lawrence. I mean, we're going to be home eating our bagels, aren't we?
Yes,
on a regular
we are.
basis now. Call ahead, though. Make sure that they're open, that the Western Bagel near you is open. Because a lot of these places are doing takeout, some are going to close for a little while, and then down the road, if they're not open, you can try it then. I just wanted to make one more comment about Aldis Hodge, the actor from Invisible Man and City on a Hill, who was on our show. And I find I've never been more appreciative of people than right now.
Yeah.
When I go to pick up some food somewhere, if I'm going to go to the local islands to get some food to go, or I'm at the grocery store in the market and somebody's trying to help me find eggs, I'm just so happy to see these people in there. They've got to be stressed out, the workers at these places.
Yeah.
I can't thank them enough. I'm over tipping even more than usual when it comes to tipping people. Somebody offered to help me with something at my house recently. They wanted to do it for free. I said, "Are you kidding me? You don't know if somebody's going to be working 2 or 3 weeks from now."
That's true.
I want to pay them. I want to take care of them. So this is a really important time to be grateful. I think what Aldis was trying to say is, all of us, you don't have to be a celebrity. You can be somebody nobody's ever heard of or knows, and you can be important to people by putting a smile on their face, by being positive during these times, be understanding to everybody's plight, and just be kind to each other.
Yep.
When's the last time we went out with the idea that we're going to try to be kind to somebody?
Yeah, you're right.
So let's start today.
Yeah.
What do you say? Thanks for putting up with us today. We appreciate that. Thank you to Aldis Hodge from The Invisible Man joining us, as well as Dr. Bud Lawrence from Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital for an update on the coronavirus pandemic. Thank you, Jessy Holen, Patrick
you.
Sweets. I hope you guys have a great weekend this weekend without me. More than 6 feet away from me. Aaron De La Torre is going to be with you on your ride home. And we want to thank all of you for hanging out with us this weekend.
Yes.
And do your best to have a good weekend. Some family game nights, some movies. Take a walk with the family and the dog. All right?
Yes, indeed.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.